I'm Jeanette Keynes from Jewelry Arts Inc. This is Chasing and Repousse 6. I'm going to show you some fine detail work using the liners, and I'm going to show you an important lesson about not judging your piece too soon.
So this is extreme macro, obviously, but I feel like you can really start to see the difference of what working along the edges of the wires start to do. The poofs start looking more smooth and more pretty, and the lines start looking more pretty, and you know, it just starts to look, I think the word that I mentioned was pretty. So I'm gonna sit here and think about this for a minute, but I think what I'll do is maybe do a little more. Maybe I'll take it out of the pitch, anneal it, and then do one more round, because I mean, I don't want to just like go insane and eventually like break through my metal. So it would be good to kind of anneal once I've worked these edges as much as I think, you know, I can reasonably go in one round, which is always a guesstimation. And although taking it in and out of the pitch may be a pain in the ass, on the other hand, you know, annealing is a good and important thing for those areas that I'm working. So, you know, discretion being the better part of valor, that's probably what I'll be doing soon. But, you know, and I want to just point out, like, what have I done that's complicated? Nothing, you know? It's like I made some lines with the wires. I just smacked it with the poofinator to create poof, or poofs, I should say. And then I start really working against the edges to make everything look a little more sharp. So really, these are very simple techniques, but just because they're simple doesn't mean they can't do some very beautiful things. Okay, so I'm gonna heat up the pitch with my hot air gun and I'll pull these babies out of here. I'm going to get the excess pitch off. I'll coat them in fire coat. I'll anneal them. I'll pickle them. And then probably I'll put them in here for one more pass. I mean, honestly, they look pretty darn good, but sometimes it's hard to resist the urge to keep tweaking. So I don't know, but more than likely, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna heat this piece up a little bit. I've got gloves on, and wipe off some of this excess pitch, and then I'm gonna just drop it in my solvent to get rid of the rest of it. And incidentally, although I don't have any here at the studio, you can take an old sock, you know what I mean? Put your hand in that and use that to kind of wipe off the excess pitch. So, sadly, in the studio at the moment, I only have the socks I'm wearing, so making do. So you see, I got a lot of it off of there. I think I'll heat it one more time and do a little bit more. Okay, so it's not clean, but it has a lot of the excess off of there. So I'm gonna drop it in the solvent now. So here's the latest update. Here they are. I got all the excess pitch off. I'm gonna anneal them and put them back in. But you know, they look really pretty good. Like, I'm gonna put them in for one more round and probably tweak them a little bit. But honestly, I've pretty much done what I wanted to do. I wasn't looking for anything super complex, just some nice curves and some nice poofs. So within reason, I think I have achieved that. Oops, I almost forgot to show the other side. It's a pretty big difference from how it looked last time, right? So I just wanted to point out it's an important lesson to remember that before jewelry is finished, it's not necessarily going to look good. So don't be alarmed if it has some, shall we say, awkward phases.